Hey guys, Emiliano here, welcome back to my channel. This is a quick update about the way I used to plug my guitar into an iPad, because since the last video that I made on the same topic, I got a few questions and a few requests also in my DMs about trying to get more straight into the point of how I can possibly use a tablet to actually get a sound out of my guitar. So let me just get this straight for you guys. Basically, the way I use the iPad with my guitar is through an audio interface, okay? This in particular is an IK multimedia device. It's called iRig Pro Duo. Now this is already something a bit more advanced compared to the basic entry-level kind of devices, but for sure what you need is, starting from your guitar, you need your usual 1/4" jack lead. On one side you got into the guitar, on the other side you need to plug into your audio interface. In the same way, if you are used to have an audio interface for your computer, you do the same here. And then from your audio interface you need in some ways to connect the interface to the tablet. In this case, I'm using an iPad, like a regular iPad from 2018. So what I can do, the most simple way, is to plug in my cable, which is provided when you buy the interface. On one side you plug in the interface, and on the other side you need to plug it into your iPad. Now this particular device also requires a dedicated power supply, okay? This is one of the usual 9 volts kind of power supply that you also most likely have for your pedals. So I need to plug this one as well to connect my device to power grid. But the more entry-level interfaces actually does not require that usually, or maybe they can go on batteries, or they are just like passive devices. In this case, since the iRig Pro Duo actually has 2 inputs that you can use at the same time, and there are also preamps for each of them, you actually need to provide also a dedicated power supply for that. So if you're familiar with usual home studio DAW setups, and you know how to use an audio interface with your computer, this is pretty much what I recommend you to try and set also for your tablet as solution. In my case, what I figured out is that I really wanted to have a couple of inputs at my disposal, because you might check some other videos that I'm putting now on top of the screen. Since before COVID, at least, I used to do gigs with an acoustic duo, and also playing for music halls and, you know, function bands, that kind of things. It happened sometimes that I had the need of using my guitar and the mic, or I had to switch in between an acoustic and an electric guitar. So my setup actually really needed these kind of things. But if you really just need to get yourself a very basic and simple interface so that you can actually have a bit of fun with your guitar on a tablet, you can definitely look for something a bit easier and simplified version. So I will put a few links in the description below so that you can check a few alternative solutions that might fit your purpose better. Now hopefully this is not too messy on your screen, but basically what I've done is that I got my trusty PRS, which is plugged into the audio interface, as I mentioned before. From the audio interface, I'm going into the tablet, and I'm using a Dub-like app. Dub-like is a very interesting app that I had the chance to test myself for a few weeks now. I'm really grateful to the great team at Dub-like that got in touch with me and just asked me to possibly check out this app. So this is not a sponsored video, of course, but I have to say that I had the chance to get access to the full version of the app, and I think you can really get something very nice in terms of sounds, particularly for what regards the distortion and overdrive compartments. And you can also get a very nice few cabinet simulations. I will go in more detail into the way I'm using this app in a different video, but for the moment let's just say that once you got your guitar plugged into the audio interface, the audio interface goes into your tablet, iPad or Android device. At that point you work out your sound on the tablet, and you just need headphones or monitor speakers to be plugged into the audio interface, and that's the way you get the sound. So at the moment I got a more kind of a lead sound going on here. Let me just see if I can play something on this area of the fretboard so you can see what I go through. So as you can see, everything works just fine. What I can say, if I want to be even more on the conservative side of making sure that everything goes and works just fine for as long as you need to, is that in this case my audio interface is actually sucking power from the tablet, even if I am actually providing an external power supply for the audio interface. My tablet is draining battery to work properly. So on this matter, if you work with an Apple device, what you can do is to in some ways get rid of this problem by using one of these Lighting to USB adapter. So basically what you can do is to go from the audio interface to the USB input, then you plug the connector to the tablet, and you also provide the usual lighting power supply for the iPad from here. So let me just do that right now. Let me switch to this other configuration. Okay, so what we got here now is that I actually connected, as I mentioned before, I'm using this Lighting to USB adapter for iPad. So from the audio interface I'm going straight into the adapter with the USB connection, and I'm also providing a USB to Lightning power supply, so that now get into my tablet with this side, so I can actually at the same time using my audio interface, but also providing power supply to the tablet, so I can just keep going as much as I want. Now let's get back into the Dapplike app. Good thing about Dapplike is that it's very immediate. It doesn't really take too much for you to get into any settings, and it's quite pleasant from a visual point of view without asking you too much in terms of technical skills to dig into particular parameters or anything that could be a bit overwhelming in the beginning. So of course, if you check my previous videos, I'm quite fond of Amplitude from IK Multimedia, and also Bias FX by Positive Grid. Those still remains very useful apps. The only thing I'm saying here is that since I got the chance to use this app, I found that for home practicing and for the more immediate needs that you might have, I think that something like Dapplike is definitely an app to check out. Now of course there are a free version and a subscription version. The good thing is that unlikely the other main competitors that you can think about, they all offer, you know, extra bundle special artist signature features, and for everything you want to put on top of the basic version you need to pay an extra cash. In this case you can get the free version, the basic one. There's a few cabinets and amps solution that are included, a few pedals as well. Of course it's a limited selection compared to the full version, but then the options that you have is to subscribe monthly or annually or to buy the full version at once. And once you decided to either buy the full version or just subscribe, at that point you get access to all the features that this app has to offer. And I think this is really interesting, different solution, a different way to look at this thing that might be what you're looking for. And once again, particularly if you're an Android user, you might be interested into checking out Dapplike, because they really work hard on providing a low latency compared to what you used to find on previous apps and in previous, state of the evolution on this side. As I mentioned, you do not need to get up to that sort of higher level audio interface to get to play your guitar through a tablet, but for sure you need to have some sort of interface between the tablet and the guitar. So I hope that this video helped out a bit to get things clear about how you can actually connect your guitar to a tablet by using an audio interface. So let me know in the comment section below what you think about using a tablet for your guitar needs, and if you tried already, if this is something that is working for you. And as I said, I will get back to Dapplike more in detail in my next video. So this is it for the moment. Thank you very much guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.